In 5, 4, 3, 2. What up, what up, what up? Welcome to yet another episode of the Ugly Money Podcast. I am your host, Ugly Money Nietzsche. This episode is being brought to you by Engorge Rejuvenation Tea, promoting erections, improving stamina, size, endurance, and libido. All natural male supplement. Make sure you get yours today at en-gorg.com. If you ever want to get that chick that pressure, you definitely need to engorge. We ain't on the 100 packs. We on that Engorge Rejuvenation Tea. Official sponsor of the Ugly Money Podcast. Special guest today is definitely a special one. I think I've known him longer than any other guest on my show. That's gotta be some kind of record. Ladies and gentlemen, CEO, businessman, revolutionary, boss man, producer, director. Ladies and gentlemen, Absolute the Truth is here. What's up, my brother?
What's up, my boy?
I tried to give you that DJ Envy, the DJ Envy intro.
Hey, that's love.
You know what I'm saying?
Love.
You deserve it, brother.
I appreciate
You
it.
came a long way. I see you brought some people with you.
Yeah, man, I got my squad.
So that's dope when you can just ride around with goddamn multi-platinum producers, just
Oh,
Yeah, I just brought my homeboy.
That's my brother.
Yeah.
That's my brother.
Okay, what's up, my brother?
What's up, bro?
Good to see you, man.
Always.
Hey, Luke, so we got a lot of things to talk about, but I want to start at the beginning.
Yeah.
Maybe some things that I don't know.
Okay.
Who was Absolute the Truth before Absolute the Truth became Absolute the Truth?
Man, believe it or not, man, I was on a street team with Octane.
Wow.
A white rapper in my city, man, and man, he was doing it big back then, man, and I actually seen him riding his rap vehicle, and I was like, look, stop, man, stop. I can do the same thing you doing. Man, I stopped the guy, man, he gave me the wrong number, man.
Wow.
And I end up bumping back into him when I threw a party at a club called 3054, and he seen we brought a lot of people out, and he was like, man, look, I can use somebody like you. So, big ups to Octane, man.
Shouts out to Octane.
Yeah.
So you had the hustle mentality early.
Early, man. I think I was like 18 at the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And when did it start? Do you remember your first dollar that you made in the entertainment industry?
Man, when he gave me them CDs.
Goddamn right.
I went out there, I was like, man, look, minimum wage was $5.15 an hour.
Yeah.
I sold one CD for $5 in less than 60 seconds. I said, no more job.
So that was the hustle back then.
That was
You used to hustle them CDs.
Man,
we used to hustle them CDs like it was goddamn something else. You feel what I'm saying?
It was a pack. You know what it is.
And I remember seeing a lot of artists at the gas stations.
Oh yeah.
With willing and dealing.
Yeah. So what I did was I duplicated myself into others. And then they started going out with the same mentality, the same hustle. And, I was like, shit, if I can make $5 an hour, I sell a CD for $10. I can let them make $5 and I can make $5.
Come on.
So I started doubling up. You know what I'm saying? And I duplicated at least 20 people. And we started hitting city, state to state.
Now, one thing I remember from back in the day was you always were big on promotion.
Big.
You were always big on promotion and marketing, even before a lot of people like myself, we didn't even understand it. Where did that mentality come from?
I mean, it was just a hustle. When I was out there with him, he was the type of person that never wanted to interact with people. Okay. I was the person going out shaking hands and introducing myself, and it was like I'm out here really doing this.
Yeah.
Right. I ain't had the music part yet, but I had that marketing niche. And when I found that, I was like, damn, you can make money. It just stuck with me, bro.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it was harder back then to push your record or now?
I mean, it go hand in foot. I think it go hand in foot.
Come to the mic.
I think it come hand in foot, bro, because that guerrilla marketing, man, can never be erased, man. You gotta go show face and you gotta touch the people.
Yeah. You can't. A lot of these youngsters think they can just sit at the house on Instagram and just blow it all up or whatever. But the quicker you go up, the quicker you go down too.
The quicker you go down, you ain't touching the people.
Yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, when you are hand to hand or actually marketing in the streets and the trenches, I believe that a lot of these artists build a cult following. They build a loyal fan base because they felt like they met you. They felt like they can feel you. They can
touch you.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of times I think like a lot of the rappers from our era and before have that loyal following. And
it lasts for a long time.
And a lot of these records that coming out these days, they don't have exactly the same loyalty that they have to the artists. It's like, oh, this song's hot for this week, and then it's another song on TikTok.
Trend.
Come on, man. Hey, man. We giving gems today, man. So, what would Absolute today tell 18-year-old Absolute?
That's a great question. I think back then I was loyal to the wrong folk, and it took me down a different path. I definitely opened my eyes a little more. I take notice to certain things. Selfishness of people, and I dealt with a lot of people that was all about them.
Yes, sir.
They want an us thing, but they'll take a real advantage of your loyalty. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
And they'll extend it for however long you show it. You feel me? And I tell myself, man, you know what? That person ain't loyal, man. You gotta do the do.
Respect.
You gotta leave and you gotta find another.
So is it like keep a smaller circle or just kind of keep your eyes open?
It wasn't really the circle mentality. It was, the people we dealt with that was more upper echelon at the time. Yeah.
There it is. Now, that ugly morning. It's part of the interview where I might get you in trouble. Tell me about Augusta, Georgia.
Ooh, Lord.
Watch your words.
I love my city, man.
There it is.
I'm a real university baby.
Yes, sir.
City of hate, man. It's the city of hate, bro. They hate everything you do. Right or wrong, they gonna hate you. So you might as well do the do. They just hate. It's just for no reason.
Yes, sir.
And there's nothing you can change. You just gotta keep doing you, bro. And I don't take it personal.
Yes, sir.
You feel me? When you start taking stuff personal, then the hate kind of bother you. But I don't take it personal, man. We keep moving, man. And, it's a small factor to me.
Do you think that it's harder to pop out of Augusta than any other city in the world?
No, I think that's an excuse.
Okay.
I think that's an excuse, bro. Every city go through the same thing,
yes,
bro.
Sir.
And if you make that excuse, then you ain't gonna never reach the next level. You feel me? People love it. They take the black and white thing and make excuses. Oh, man. They got better credit. You ain't applying yourself. You got to apply yourself, bro. I'm saying it's a city of hate, but it ain't stopping me.
For sure.
I'm going to do me regardless. You feel me? And if you let it stop you, you ain't going to grow.
What if they hating? I mean, they paying attention.
They paying attention.
You feel what I'm saying?
You know what? I tell my partner Fred this all the time. They don't hate on bombs, bro.
Come on.
Yeah. They don't hate on bombs.
Come on, baby.
Yeah.
Tell me some good things about Augusta, Georgia. I got a few.
You got a few good things?
I got a few, but it ain't my interview. I'm letting you have this one tonight.
When you start, growing in the city and learning how to interact with people, I feel like, at the age of probably about 30 years old, I had to learn that if you offer a service to people, they'll come support you. So when me and Fred got together, we got the club. Guess what they did?
Come on, sir.
Oh, boy, we gonna party.
Yes, sir.
We got a car lot. They need a car.
Mm-hmm.
They say, hey, we finna come buy a car.
Mm-hmm.
You got to offer that service, bro. And music is just not a big factor of Augusta. So it's like the cars, the houses, the club, they gonna come support.
Yes, sir.
But as soon as you say you're a rapper, drop the bomb.
I remember.
Drop the bomb. Well, if you're a rapper, no support, bro.
I can remember being a specialist getting out of the Army in 2010.
Yeah.
And starting my career, I had an option to either go back home to Virginia and get a regular job, or try to make it in the entertainment industry in Augusta, Georgia. You know, and I chose the latter. And I remember having 9 parties a week.
Yeah.
And I used to think sometimes, I'm like, man, some of these folks party like it's their job. It may be one of the best places in the world to have a club at, because them niggas gonna party.
They gonna party.
I remember, bro, we had a kickback on Monday. We had lavish on Tuesday. We had drink and drown on Wednesday. Fight night on Thursday. After hours Thursday night. Friday, we went back downtown to lavish. Got them after hours after that. Then Saturday, I would have a skate land party for the youngsters. Yeah. I would have the 21 and up in Cream, and then to do the after party at, at whatever after hour spot. Talk to me about Augusta club life, because I know that you are entrenched in it as well.
Hey, man, they love to party.
Motherfucker gonna turn up.
They gonna turn up. If you want to make some money in Augusta, open a spot.
Come on.
Open a spot now. Just don't be rapping. As soon as you start rapping, your club is empty. I swear.
I've been all over the world. I ain't never seen no city party like Augusta.
Yeah, they party, man.
They party hard.
They show love in the club,
yeah,
man.
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Do.
And I had to get smart. I had to trick them to support my music back in the day.
I remember that.
I was like, well, shoot, I got 8 parties. That means I got 8 spins a week. Yeah. Because there ain't no way you going to be the DJ at my party and not spin my... You don't spin my music if you don't want to. You fired.
You fired.
You feel what I'm saying? Then I got smart. I was like, well, shoot, now I want to get played on the radio.
Yeah.
They ain't want to play me on the radio. I said, don't worry about it. I'm going to get me a radio show. Play my shit out. The minute so fast about to goddamn fire my ass.
I remember that too.
You're like, man, you play that song one more time. I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to make you. And sometimes, we gotta just, we gotta trick folk into supporting us. Before they know it, they like it though.
And they like it. But it's sad though. And as soon as you make it and don't say nothing about nothing to do with them, they go to hate again.
Oh boy.
You can't run from it, bro. You cannot run from it, I promise you.
I used to be flattered by it. I used to be flattered when it came, because that let me know that people are tuned in and tapped into what I got going on. You know what I'm saying? They see a brother. Because in order for a person to hate on you, that means they got to be paying. They got to know what you got going on. They are just secret fans, on the low. Right. And so I'm like, well, at the end of the day, you just really a fan. You just don't know how to say that, bro, I like the way you do your thing, bro. I like how you got the club over here, or got the car lot over here, and got this going on over here. They don't know how to say that.
So what's that called? Now I'm interviewing you. What is that called?
I just know what them niggas used to say, man. Fuck that nigga, man. Hey, man, we got a big deal in the building as well, man. KO is here, my brother.
What's up, boss?
Hey, man, same question, bro. We got to start from the beginning with you. Who was KO before KO became KO?
Man, a fan of music, and in Montgomery, Alabama.
Wow.
Just on my mission, which is similar to like Augusta. We come from small towns to where, same thing, music. When we were coming up, it wasn't nobody making it in our city.
Wow. And
we didn't, at the beginning, get the support from the radio stations and stuff. And we just had to grind it out until we made people pay attention to us. You know what I mean?
Now, you being from Montgomery, there wasn't a lot of major entities or major artists, when you first burst onto the scene. How in the world did you do what you did in your career back in those days, coming from such a small market?
Man, I was a hustler, man.
All right, there it is.
I mean, in high school, I was running a nightclub I wasn't old enough to be in.
There it is.
I was DJing at the radio station. I knew if I was going to make it, I was going to have to serve. Because I knew so many people with talent, but I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, all right, the talent ain't getting it, and the people coming in the city, I'm like, I mean, these artists ain't finna give me no deal because they trying, they working for a label too.
Yes, sir.
So I started realizing, all right, I gotta hustle. So I started doing the same thing, creating street teams and structures and things to just, to be able to help until the right opportunity happened. And that's kind of what happened with how me and T.I. and all us got together, because Jason Jeter at the time
Shouts out Jeter.
was working at he was interning at Patchwork, and Patchwork had started a record label. And at the time, I used to go in the bin, because all the independent records, they would throw in the trash bin. And I would go and dig stuff up because I'm like, yo, I don't want nobody throwing my records in the trash bin. And I heard a record he was pushing, called him, got his record playing, and we grew a relationship from there. And then years later, I was producing for an artist, shout out to Hustle, and he was paying to get all these artists on his record. And I was producing this whole album, and he got T.I. on there. So he wanted me to negotiate it. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I went and negotiated the deal. At the time, I think Tip was probably going to charge us $5,000.
Oh, man.
I talked him down to 45.
Wow.
And as I'm sitting there chopping it up, I'm like, I know this dude. And then I realized Jason was the same Jason I helped out back in the day.
Wow.
And that's when I realized he told me, yo, look, man, we just got dropped from Arista. We got to go independent now. And I'm like, yo, at that time, getting dropped was like a bad thing.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't T.I.'s fault, it was just the deal situation. But I was like, yo, you got too much heat on this album. Let's blow it up.
Yes,
and that's when he started doing shows in Alabama 4-5 times a week. And I just began to serve. You know, I remember us putting money in the pot for the first Gangsta Grill. Like, we really just built that whole situation up. So I knew I used all my skills, and when you find something that's right, you're like, you know what, let's go in. And then, you know, the rest was history.
Where does that mentality come from? Because, you know, Tip was, signed to a major and then gets released and then has to pick up the pieces.
Right.
You know, it goes from, you know, the label maybe paying for everything to the fact that I pull this out of my pocket.
Right.
And I got to go pay him and I got to go pay them. Like the difference between the label as far as being a major, or, you know, on a major label and the independent grind.
Man, I mean, really, to tell you the truth, all I know is the independent grind.
That is.
You see what I'm saying? So I can't even say the other side. I've seen the other side as you know, I started producing for everybody, and I'm like, okay, this seems a lot more easier. But I also saw how it made a lot of people lazy. You know what I mean? Where they were dependent. And I've never been the type. It's like working a 9 to 5. Like, I'm gonna relay my whole livelihood and my family's livelihood on some execs that could lose their job at any moment. Like, nah, I'm good on that. You know. So I always would explain to artists, man, if you grinding, like every artist should know how to do every aspect of their stuff. If you ain't, you should be passing out flyers too and doing every aspect. And that's what I always respected about Luke. Like, you know, just watching him come up in his grind. You know, I'm like, that's how you're supposed to do it. You know?
That's hard. Now, you have produced countless records from countless people. But, of course, you know, them tip bangers you had, man, are something that is just, you know, things of legend. You know what I'm saying? I just remember them guitars and dun, 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 dun. And you know, back then I was trying to make beats, and I'm like, man, if I could just make something like that. Like, where did the production, you know, dream come into play where you wanted to actually produce, like, initially?
You know what? I started off as an artist.
Okay.
And you know, it got to a point to where I knew I started making beats because I wanted to rap on stuff that I would like. You know what I mean? And I learned, but you know, in Alabama, we had a lot of heavy hitters there. Like, shout out to Rick Rock, you know, on the West Coast, you know, the whole hyphy movement. You know, he was in Montgomery with us.
Wow.
So we had a crew, and then shout out to Dr. Fingers, you know, but they were the two main producers there, and I was the young guy, like, on their shoulders, on Dr. Fingers' shoulder, like, well, how you do this, how you do that? And, yeah, that's how I got started. So I started making beats on stuff I wanted to rap to. But then as I started working more, I started realizing that the production was just in me. Like, I had a passion of seeing artists and automatically wanting to help them and cultivate the talent and didn't even know what it was while I was doing it. So it just kind of took off from
So
there.
you started producing out of necessity.
Yep.
The fact that nobody else, you ain't had no producers, so you got to produce for yourself.
Right.
That's love, bro. And you know what? I think all hustlers got a little bit of that in them. You know what I'm saying? The fact that somebody else didn't show up for work, and you had to figure it out and learn something. You know, the fact that somebody else didn't, oh man, well, you supposed to shoot my music video, but he ain't do it, so I'm gonna have to figure out, you know, I'm gonna figure it out another way. But you know, that's why certain people are up and certain people are down. You know, it's just the fact of the matter is, when an obstacle comes in life, we don't let that deter us. It just means it's another way around. Luke, tell me about, because this is the Ugly Money podcast. It's everything between your first dollar to your first million is ugly money. It's the process of success. The ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the wins, and the lessons.
Yeah.
Tell me about a time in your life where you fell down and you had to get back up and how you did it.
Well, when I went to prison, boy, went to the feds, and I kind of seen how, like, all the friends disappeared.
Wow.
You know, all the so-called support disappeared. It was like you ever seen The Walking Dead? You feel me? You walking around, man, and, you know, no support, bro. You feel me? And before I left, I had one request. Go check on my kids. I ain't need no money, need none of that. Just go check on my kids. And, you know, KO, Fred. Man, Fred came to see me every week.
That's hard.
Every week. You know, rain, sleet, or snow. You know, if he had to drive by himself, he don't like to drive. You know, Fred.
All them cars, Fred don't like to drive.
Hey, look.
Yeah.
The expensive cars.
Yes, sir.
Sit in the driveway.
Come on.
He got to crank the Lexus up. You know, that's just Fred. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
He humble.
Yes, sir.
But, you know, I had a few people support, man, you know, other than them. But, bro, that was like a hard time, bro.
Now, I remember when I heard that you had took a vacation, and then I didn't hear that you got back. I saw.
Yeah.
Because I saw it with promotion, marketing, flyers, club here, club there. So I heard that you're back from the situations of what you were doing. When you get out of the feds, first day, what is your mentality?
Man, when I got out, I went to the halfway house. I ain't even get straight out. I went straight into the halfway house. Now I can access a phone. I got that phone in my hand. Now I got to access the money. That ugly money.
Come on, baby.
I got to access it, baby.
That ugly money.
We got to crank back up, Fred. You know, Fred took a little vacation too, and we needed to get back up. So, you know, we started dropping the flyers. We did the white party with KO. It went crazy. You know, we just started building back on what we knew.
Yeah, nah, I definitely, because, you know, we can all get up. Everybody can get lucky every now and then.
Yeah.
But then when you fall back down and you got to get back up, that shows what a man is.
It shows
you feel what I'm saying?
Facts.
When you used to or you accustomed to a certain lifestyle, a certain way of doing things, and you lose it all, but you go get it right back.
Got to get it back, man. No excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't live off of those.
Hey, man, I love it. I love it. I just remember looking like, boy, that boy back to his shit again, boy. And let's talk about the club industry, like Maseratis.
Maseratis.
What was the motivation with that?
We had the car dealership too, Soldier Side Auto Sales, and I think we had sold some deals to a company called Mid Atlantic.
Okay.
And they cut a big check, and we was like, man, Fred was like, man, what we gonna do now? We done sold all the notes, and it was a situation where we bumped into a guy that knew a real estate agent that knew Fred was looking at that building a long time ago before I even came around.
Wow. And
she was like, well, you know that building back on the market again. It was DTM. And she took us down there. We did a walkthrough, and we negotiated the deal. And we had Maseratis at the time, like the car Maserati.
Yes, sir.
I remember. We don't call it Maserati.
I think it was the only Maseratis in Augusta back then. I remember I used it for a video shoot. Like, hey, Fred, let me use that car, bro. Had a red one. I think it was a red one. I remember the red one.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Had a gray one.
Yes, sir.
White one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it named itself.
It named itself.
That's love, brother. That's love. Hey, man, success stories right here, man, on Ugly Money Podcast. Brought to you by Engorge Rejuvenation Tea, promoting erections, improving stamina, size, endurance, and libido. Y'all go ahead and get them likes up, man. I got some big bosses in the building today. Absolute the truth. KO Music. Shouts out to everybody on the check-in. Shouts out to everybody tuned. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. I can see everything y'all saying. Yes, sirski. Yes, sirski. Now, we're going to get to this music. You had a crazy run we'll call it back in the day.
Yeah.
You take a hit, take a vacation. Come back out and become immensely successful.
Fact.
You have everything that a rapper would want. You got the chains, you got the cars, you got the cribs. Mm-hmm. Why go back to rap?
Passion. The game has not gave me what is owed. I got to come get it. It's here.
That's hard.
Yeah. Nothing else.
You got everything else.
Got everything else. I got to get what's old now. Put in work, man.
That ugly money.
I respect it. I respect it. I love that, actually. You're gonna make me think. You're gonna make me go home, goddamn, when I get quiet.
We got a song together.
Hey man, hush, man, hush, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think.
I'm finna go ahead and put it out there.
Let Richard Ray. I'm gonna go home and think about that line. Now I'm gonna think about it. Hey, the game owe me. Now, talk to me about this new record with Boosie, man.
Man, I'm a boss featuring Boosie, my brother Pillar. He used to be Psycho Pillar.
Yes, sir.
He just Pillar now.
You know what? He's healed.
We gave him a little bit of rehab.
Yes, he's healed. He's healed now, ladies and gentlemen. He's
dropped
healed.
The Psycho. He's
yes, sir.
Pillar right now.
So, you, Boosie, Pillar.
Yeah.
How did the record come about? Tell me the whole process.
Oh, man. We were sitting in the studio one day with Richie Ray.
Shouts out Richie Ray.
Big brother Richie Ray. Man, Luke, I got this record. I want you on it. And I want a feature. That's what he said. I said, all right, I got you. A year went by. We dropped the hook. Man, Luke, who you gonna put on there? You ain't did your verse yet. 6 months went by. I did the verse. I say after I did the verse, I say about 2 weeks after I did the verse, I said, I'm gonna put Boosie on there. He said, Boosie? I woke him up early in the morning and told him. He said, I don't believe it. Yeah. I set up the studio with Spielberg.
Shouts out Spielberg, man.
Yeah. That's my other brother.
Yes, sir.
You know, we went in and Boosie heard the record, man. He was like, we had it set up for 8 bars. He wanted to do 12.
Come on.
I said, wow. Don't no artists do that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It was a what? No, it was a 12. It was a 12. He did a 12.
It's hard.
Man, came and killed it, bro. I called KO immediately, man. I need your help. We need to get this record mastered.
Yeah.
We ain't taking no shortcuts. None.
Right.
Bro said, man, you know what? He got up, sent the record off, got it back in less than 24 hours, bro.
Yeah. Shouts out Boosie, man. It's one thing I love about Boosie.
Yeah.
Boosie is, I've done a lot of business with Boosie over the past couple of years.
Yeah.
For me, he's very easy to work with.
Very, very.
As long as the business is right, Boosie is right there. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And there's been several times that, I've had people that want to book a show with Boosie or whatever. Yeah. And I get them on the phone like, hey, man, bro, want to book it? Come to the house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He'll knock it out. He'll knock the drop out right there. Like, that's one thing about Boo. Like, as long as the business there, Boosie don't goddamn overthink it. Man, some of these niggas in the industry be getting weird.
They get weird.
Boosie ain't one of them.
He sent the paperwork and everything. Did legit business all the way across the board. Now,
just recently, Boosie Badass was just locked up in San Diego, California, on a federal case, and he had made bond, and then they held him. They had a order to stay. They had held him for an extra day and a half, and then now he's out. Being someone that is more familiar with that lifestyle than me, what reason would these people have to hold Boosie over the time that he's supposed to be there?
Yeah, no reason. None at all. If the judge give an order to let him have a bond, how can the DA turn around and say, we're going to hold you? You jumping, you over your boundaries, bro. You feel me? You don't even have the authority to do that. The judge gave the order. How could you go back and override the judge?
Tripping.
Yeah, he should be fired.
What
Immediately.
where does that come from? I mean, I would think that if a person in that kind of industry or that kind of business, it's business to them. It seems almost personal.
To me, I feel like it is.
Absolutely.
That's why he should be fired. You going on the case with a different mindset. You're not trying to seek justice. You personally badgering the person. It's a difference.
Big difference.
Man, thank God Boosie for you, man. Boosie's at the BET Awards cutting the food. I seen Boosie falling out the chair and everything.
He's supposed to.
Damn right.
Yeah,
Shit,
he
he beat
supposed
that case.
to.
And he went with his lawyers.
Yeah, you supposed to do that. Yeah. They gonna fight for you. You don't want them lawyers to go far behind.
You know, we always hear horror stories about law enforcement, of course, and just the whole system in itself. Mm-hmm. And now we're starting to see it with social media. We can see the injustice. We can see these folks be nasty, bro. They be playing dirty,
bro. Mm-hmm. Real nasty. They play vicious games, bro.
Has there ever been a time where you felt like you were a victim of injustice?
In prison.
Wow.
The actual guards there, bro. Man, come on, man. We didn't ask you to be here. You came here. Yeah. I'm just asking, did I get a letter? Get out of my office. You want to go to the hole?
Wow.
Yeah. So, it's life, man. Like you said, it's a lesson.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I learned my lesson.
I need some rules of engagement when on the yard. Give me some. Hey, man, I need to know. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to tell you like this.
How do you survive that?
If your paperwork ain't right, when you hit the yard, you might as well stay in the shoe. They call it a shoe. Special housing unit. You might as well stay there. Yeah, paperwork ain't right, you might as well go to the shoe. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
If you a snitch, you ain't gonna make it.
Now, how do people find out that the people that's snitching? They go look at the paperwork?
I can't tell you that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
That's
damn,
why
niggas got a
that's why
whole
snitching.
library in the goddamn jail. Boy, I see that nigga snitching. Boy,
But trust me, they find out.
Yeah.
Quick.
Paperwork got to be solid.
They gotta be solid, bro. In the feds.
Now, in the feds, is it as much violence as it is in normal prisons?
Well, it depends on your custody level. If you in a camp versus a low versus a medium versus the pen gonna be the most violent. Everybody points high. Everybody got a lot of time in the pen. It ain't no, I'm finna go do a year. They got 10, 15, 20 lifers. Nothing to live for. Wow. Yeah. So your time is gonna be hard.
Stay out the pen, ladies and gentlemen. That's what they make sidewalks for. Stay out the street there. You don't want to be street nigga. I gotta ask this question though, man. I gotta ask this question, and you can answer it however you choose to answer. What is your thoughts on Gunna?
On Gunna?
Yes, sir.
I ain't seen his paperwork. I got to see his paperwork. You feel me? Anybody can say anything.
Yes, sir.
You got to see the paperwork, bro.
Gotta see.
You got to see the paperwork. If he ain't got that 5K reduction, I don't think he told. You got to see. He ain't testify. You got to see the paperwork, bro.
The world kind of turned its back on Gunna when that video came out of him saying yes, ma'am. But my thing is, how does a video like that get put out? If this man is supposed to be collaborating or however, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that's extremely unprofessional.
I think the higher powers want to make him look a certain type of way. They want to ruin his career.
And that's one of them dirty games they play.
It's a dirty game they play.
I've seen people in the interrogation rooms, in their whole conversations, be put out for the internet for everybody to see.
Yeah.
That cannot possibly be proper, one, but two, it cannot possibly be safe for that person.
They don't want it to be safe.
Wow.
When they came to pick me up, bro. This how dirty the feds are, bro. They came to pick me up listening to my song.
Oh, that's God damn.
Yeah.
Bruh, that's not it.
Yeah, they listening to the song. Come on, big boss status. We got you now. That's how they talk. You can't beat the feds, bro. They make money. People own islands in the feds, bro. You can't buy them.
Wow.
Yeah, we ain't got a lot. We get money. That's what they told me.
Goodness gracious. Stay out the feds, ladies and gentlemen. Stay out the feds, man.
Don't go further.
For those that don't know absolute the truth, who else in the industry have you worked with?
Ooh, boy, a list of them, man. Then work with the Jeezys, the Tips, the Droves, who else?
Gucci.
The Gucci.
Yeah. You used to have them all. I used to be sitting back looking like, man, how the hell they doing that? But
Yeah, who? DJ Khaled.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Boosie. Yeah, a lot, man. Man, Young Capone.
Yeah.
Young Capone to change his name. Now he was so Def.
Yeah, he rah now.
Yeah, rah.
Crime Mob,
Yeah, Crime Mob. Yeah.
Young LA.
Yeah, LA.
Shouts out Lay.
Yeah.
Shouts out Leland. He just did birthday bash, man. I'm proud of Lay.
Yeah, me too. We
He look
talked to him
good,
before
man.
he
He
came
look
up.
good. He look good, man. He seemed like he in good spirits. I remember a time you walking around Augusta, and you had the biggest chain in the city. Chains, plural.
The
And
S.
this is back when I was just a bubbling rapper, trying to find my way, and I didn't have a rapper chain. This guy had several. And then you had a No Deal, and you had another one, and every brand that you was rocking with, you had a chain on.
Right.
But there was one time that you walked in the club, and I seen you with a We the Best chain on. Talk to me about your relationship with DJ Khaled.
Man, it was moving like on the road consistently. I had a lot of rap vehicles at the time.
Tons of them.
I kept bumping into Cali. Everywhere I went, it was almost like we were stalking each other. And he said, man, what you do, man? You a DJ or something? That's what he asked me. I said, no, I'm an artist. He said, I need to hear some music. I sent him some music. I got with him and Kiko, which is his manager at the time, and sent the music over, man. He was like, man, I love this, man. I want to host a mixtape for you. Man, bro, I sent the music to him. Bro, I say about 48 hours. He sent all the drops back. He said, man, I want to rep every neighborhood in your city.
Wow.
So I started sending them all the neighborhoods. He shouted out everybody in the city. I stayed uptown and downtown. So, it wasn't no division, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I said, man, holla out all the neighborhoods. Gave him all the neighborhoods, man. Less than 48 hours, he sent everything back. Real one.
Yeah.
He kept it real now.
Shouts out Khaled, man.
He was in New York at the time, too.
Was he him in person versus him, because Khaled, he had a run.
Yeah.
And then he had a run.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? As of late, Khaled is just huge.
Yeah.
But back then, Khaled was known for the hard work, the grind, the hustle, and those are the times that I remember, you was around him.
Yeah.
Is him as a person similar to the person that he portrays?
Oh, boy, that man the same. Every day.
Yeah.
Every day. Off camera, on camera, he the same, bro. He got high energy. He a brand ambassador, man. That man, he gonna brand something.
Promote some shit, boy.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Facts. He gonna get it in. And he want the check. Yeah.
Shouts out DJ Khaled, man. Okay, so this is a part of the session, the part of the interview what we call the Kanye button. Kanye button. So, Kanye button means you can either, one, push the Kanye button and answer the shit how you want to answer it,
Yeah.
or you can say next question.
Okay.
Right? All right. Are you ready? Kanye button is brought to you by Engorge Rejuvenation Tea, promoting erections, improving stamina, size, endurance, and libido. Make sure you go to engorge.com. That's en-gorg.com to get yours today. What is the worst hood in Augusta?
The worst hood as
Yes,
far
sir.
as what?
Being the worst.
There's a lot of definitions of being worse.
I love that media training, ladies and gentlemen.
We ain't finna just answer something. What's the worst?
Let's say the most violent hood in Augusta.
The most violent hood in Augusta.
Yes, sir.
Phew, boy, and it's more than one.
Is that your answer?
It's more than one.
Kanye, baby. All right. Okay. If Gunna called you today and asked you to do a record with him, would you do it?
No.
That ugly money.
See how this works? Young Miami was recently in the news saying that she enjoys golden showers. Seeing the fact that she's dating P. Diddy, the question is, absolute the truth, have you ever given a girl a golden shower?
I have not, but I will give one to her.
Ladies and gentlemen, absolute the truth is here. I think I got one more. I'm trying to stumble him. I'm trying to make him say next question. He still ain't said next question yet. Usually they would have copped out. This guy, he hitting him out the park. Let me think something that I can, man. Oh, man. What we got, Biz? I know it's a whole lot of things going on in the world today. Man, a tough question. Oh! Top 5 Augusta rappers of all times in no particular order. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. In no particular order.
Man, I like DC.
Facts.
Yeah. I like V-Tech.
Cuckoo.
Yeah, that's my partner then.
Cuckoo.
Now look, check me out now. What my dog name is? The youngster. Flyer.
Shouts out Flyer.
I'm riding around listening to Flyer now.
Lord.
Jizzle.
Come on.
Cardi,
That's four right there.
Jizzle. And I'm riding around listening to the whole Powerhouse.
Shouts out to the Powerhouse. He answered them shits too easy. Richard Ray, I feel some type of way.
He said 5. I want to go older. I ain't trying to,
I gotta find a question he don't want to answer.
I'm gonna answer everything.
Oh man. All right. If Mike Tyson has agreed to a boxing match today with Richie Ray,
he gonna get beat up. Richie Ray gonna get beat up.
Who you got your money?
Mike Tyson.
All day.
Hey, but guess what though?
Hey.
They gonna cut the check. We
Yeah.
gonna still break bread. But my money on Tyson.
Daddy. Hey, man, before we get out of here, man, please let these folks know where to follow you at, man, where they can find you at and what you got going on, my brother.
Man, Facebook is Ray Dawson. On Facebook, Ray Dawson. On Instagram, is Absolute the Truth.
That is KO. You as well, brother.
All right. On Instagram, it's KO. That's KHAO Music. And on all of them, it's really KO Music. And, as far as what's going on now, got a big album.
Yes, sir.
Sitting. Over 50 of the biggest artists in hip-hop infused in 15 tracks. And it's my coming back, my Quincy Jones meets Khaled on steroids album.
Yes, sir.
Just got a film studio, man, 30,000 square feet. Whole compound. I got tons of equipment. I rent a lot of my camera equipment to Tyler Perry and doing a lot of, things on all spectrums, man. Just grinding it out.
Love. Hey, Luke, tell us about that Boosie record one last time before we get out of here.
I'm a Boss, man, featuring Boosie and Pillar, man. #1 record right now coming.
And shouts out to Pillar, man. I know him as Psycho Pillar. They been nice, man. They ain't called me P-Nice not one time tonight. I appreciate y'all. Hey, man, remember, the bigger the dream, the bigger the risk, the bigger the payoff. This episode is being brought to you by Engorge Rejuvenation Tea, promoting erections, improving styles, stamina, and libido. Make sure you go to engorge.com. That's EN-GORG.com to get yours today. If you ever want to give it a pressure, I'm telling you, if you want to call back, gentlemen.
That ugly
You feel what I'm
money.
saying? If you want her blowing up your line, gentlemen.
That ugly money.
If you want her goddamn cooking breakfast in the morning,
That
you
ugly
need
money.
some of this Engorge. You feel what I'm saying? The last time I had sex last year, and that's my story I'm sticking to it. I had some engorge, and the girl still ain't stopped calling me. Our official podcast sponsor of the Ugly Money Podcast. Remember, the bigger the dream, the bigger the risk, the bigger the payoff. This has been the Ugly Money Podcast with Absolute, the Truth, and Chaos.